A woman named Nneka. At first glance, you would think she was a little girl. She had a tiny body, stood just under 3 feet tall, and her soft childlike voice made people tilt their head in confusion. But Nneka was not a child. She was 45 years old. Her story was unlike any other. Nneka was born during the rainy season. Her mother, known as Mama Nneka, remembered the thunderstorm, the stubborn labor, and the silence that followed. When Nneka came into the world, she did not cry. She just blinked, calm and wide-eyed, almost as if she was trying to understand the world before making a sound. At first, everything seemed normal, but by the time she turned 3, people noticed she wasn't growing like other children. At 5, her cousins had outgrown her. At 10, she could still wear the same clothes from when she was 7. Her parents took her to a small clinic in the neighboring village and later to a mission hospital. A doctor suspected a hormonal problem, possibly a condition of her gland, but medications were expensive and the family resources were limited. After a while, they simply stopped trying to find answers. It wasn't just her body that remained small. The people of Amakulo could not understand what was wrong with Nneka. Some whispered that she was a spirit child. Others believed she has been cursed. The elders said such things were signs of bad omens. Some avoided her completely. Nneka grew up in the shadow of suspicion and mockery. They teased her, pushed her aside, and called her names such as Auntie Baby, Agadi Pikin, Nnenta. But Nneka wasn't a fool. She was intelligent, thoughtful, and curious. She learned quickly and developed a love for reading. Her small hands flipped through old textbooks, borrowed from retired teachers. She would sit under the Odara tree, reading stories and teaching herself new words. She often helped younger children with their assignments, the same ones who mocked her. She finished primary school, but getting into secondary school was a challenge, not because she wasn't qualified, but because school authorities did not believe she was old enough. Bring her birth certificate, they would say. This child cannot be in JSS 1. When they saw documents, they would glance at her in disbelief, unsure whether to pity her or to be afraid. In her teenage years, the rejection worsened. Girls of her age were getting married, learning diverse skills, and building their lives. Nneka, despite being a grown woman in every sense, was still being treated like a child. Nobody took her seriously. She could not find a work, could not even join community meetings meant for adults. And worst of all, no man approached her for marriage. Curious men came from outside the village. They saw her strength and character, her beautiful eyes, and her soft way of speaking. But as soon as they discovered her childlike stature, they all disappeared. The words came from a man named Ifeanyi, who said, "I cannot marry someone that people will think is my daughter. Even if your heart is grown, your body is too strange for the life I want." That broke her, but Nneka never showed her pain. She had mastered the art of hiding tears behind smiles. She found solace in helping others. She worked in the church, cleaned the compound, led Sunday school classes, and assisted the elderly ones in the village. The only place she found peace was with books and children. She wrote poem in an old exercise book, hoping one day someone will read her story. Then in her 45th year, something unexpected happened. The village announced the annual New Yam Festival, a big event filled with dance, music, speeches and prayers. That year, the planning committee decided to include a segment called Voices of the Village, a platform for storytelling and poetry. Nneka quietly submitted her name. Most people did not take it seriously. Some laughed, others said she was only trying to act like an adult again. On the day of the festival, Nneka was dressed in a simple lace gown, sewn by her mother. Nneka stepped into the wooden stage in front of the entire village. Immediately the crowd saw her. They all laughed. Why is the child performing? Where is her mother? But then she began to speak. Her poem titled I Am What You See silenced the village. They see me small and call me names. Their laughter cuts like silent flame. But inside me lives a storm, a sea, a woman strong who longs to be free. I have seen life, I have known pain, I carry joy, I carry shame. But still I rise, I walk with grace, not for their eyes, but for my place. Her voice was calm, her words were heavy with truth. But the time she finished, even the strongest men wiped their eyes. The village chief, Ochie Okafor, stood up. The woman, yes, I said the woman, she has taught us great lessons today. We have mocked what we did not understand. Nneka, forgive us. From today onward, no one shall ever call you small again. That moment changed everything. People from nearby village heard the story. A local NGO working on a rare medical conditions visited Amakolo and met Nneka. They helped her get proper test. She was diagnosed with growth hormone, a rare condition that explained why her body stopped developing at a young age. Her story was shared on radio and even covered in a regional newspaper. She began to speak at schools, health events, and women forums. She published her first children's book called The Girl Who Was Crammed based on her life. Today, Nneka still lives in Amakolo. She still looks like a child, but now she walks with pride. She is no longer seen as a mystery or a mistake. She is a symbol of resilience, proof that the size of one's body does not determine the size of one's destiny.